Notts County talk, it's finished. Notts County nil, Torquay United nil. We're going to have a quick discussion. We've got obviously me, George, we've got Jordan, and we've got Casey. And we're just going to have a chat about, what went off in the game, the key points. So I've sort of had my say, and George has had his say on the instant reaction, the player ratings. What do you two think about that? Is that a point gained or is it 2 dropped?
Ooh. I don't know, I think it depends how you look at it in terms of what we're trying to achieve this season. Obviously, we've got to be up there in my point of view, especially with the team that we've got. But obviously, with Torquay being top, I don't think you can really say it was 2 points dropped, but I think it's definitely a point that benefits them more than it does us, especially with how results have gone today.
I reckon, I'd have rather seen us put Knowles on and go for it, because I think if we'd have got the win, you've got 3 points on Torquay. And I'd rather have us gone for that and lost and dropped that 1 point, because either way, I feel like Torquay are pretty far ahead now.
I think a draw. Yeah, I think a draw does suit them more. You are right in saying that. Draw definitely suits them more, but I feel we could have probably nicked the game. I do feel it may have been 2 points lost, but we're right in saying that we can't really be too not happy with a draw, because at the end of the day, they're top of the league. So
yeah, it's a good point. Overall, though, Casey, what do you make of the performance in itself from start to finish?
Overall, I thought it was pretty decent. Going into it, I thought I was definitely first impressed with the lineup. I thought the lineup was perfect. Maybe the shape that we played was a bit. Probably wasn't what I would have gone with. I would have gone with more of an attacking lineup. Well, we had the players for the attacking lineup, but what we did is we didn't play in attacking shape. And I think at home in this game especially, we needed to go for them and we didn't. But again, I think it was a good performance. I think we'll definitely take it. Carl Wooten, though, should have scored 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Do you like Enzo on the right?
It's weird. That's a weird one, because I think I think he would be much better playing on the left, but at the same time, I think you've got to be able to fit in players. So if you can say, Miller's came in and if Roberts comes back, they're 2 left midfielders, as far as I'm aware. So if you're going to play Enzio, then you might have to play him on the right. But I definitely did not agree with him coming off Jim O'Brien. I think Enzio would have definitely offered us a bit more in the late stages.
That makes no sense to me, that sub. The Sam sub also makes no sense. I just feel...
Yeah, the Sam sub, I think the game was crying out for Knowles to come on. I think I was expecting, and I think probably loads of people was expecting, that Knowles would come on to try and chase them down, press a bit more, a bit of energy. And Sam coming on kind of went against that. It was just going about long balls, trying to get the knockdowns, when I think actually we tried to play it between them, between the lines and in between the players. We would have got a bit more output from it, more look from it than what Sam would have offered. So I do think coming on would have been better.
It's a bit premature, I think. The sub itself, because I didn't think Effiong was particularly like he was running out of smoke. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was quite premature of a substitute. I did.
We were saying that though, weren't we? We were saying Torquay were getting on top at that point, so he's made the sub. They were getting higher and higher up the pitch. That's perfect to bring Knowles on, get him in behind. We've seen in some of the other games, you get Knowles in behind, and then that automatically pushes Torquay further back. So I just don't see it. I don't see it personally, but Sam was.
Yeah, he could have even brought Knowles on for Enzio maybe, or Rodriguez near the end, just to get that pace down the wing. I think the way we set up the 4-4-2 was probably right in terms of attacking intent, but also keeping in mind Torquay's power and obviously how well they are. But I do think when we set up with the 3 up top, basically, it does create a lot more space out wide and gets us at the back behind them a lot better than the 4-4-2 did.
Yeah. I do agree, though. I do agree when you say about the Sam sub being a bizarre one, because I believe, especially Jimmy Knowles as well, when you've got Knowles unused on the bench after his goal against Stockport, actually was a close control under pressure, like a little poacher's goal. We could have done with that in the 6-yard box staying the late stages 100%.
We needed that player, didn't we? We needed someone that was just going to pop out last minute dart into the box and get it, because the crosses weren't finding no one. It's an odd one. I think you've got to take the hit with him, even if you're Ardley, even if Knowles wasn't the player you wanted to bring on. you bring him on because I feel like there's a risk of him now being recalled because he's not getting the playing time. You've got to play it smart.
The only thinking behind it that I can think is that obviously Sam is a Notts County player and Knowles is a loanee. So he's willing to invest a little bit more into Sam. That's why I probably think he is choosing Sam over Knowles. But in respect of who's going to nick a goal, it's going to be Knowles.
Who's the better player at the minute? Who's the better player?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Knowles is on form, I think. And like you said, when he comes on, he always looks like he's going to nick a goal. And I don't know if the same can be said about Sam, really. So it depends. I don't know what, obviously, Ardley was playing for near the end of the game. But he seemed quite attacking. But I do feel, I don't know, we could have just nicked it. I know they had, obviously, that chance near the end as well, where it was basically a tap-in. But he got his feet all wrong. But other than that, I felt we was really solid at the back. Defensively, I don't think they troubled us enough to be like, yeah, they could score here. I don't think at any point I thought, oh, they've got a goal here, or they could score here, really. In the game, I thought we managed that quite well.
I know they've lost their top scorer, but he's not actually scored a high percentage of their goals. Like, their goals come from around the pitch. So they're still a threat, and we've nullified them pretty well. Like, we've got Lacey.
Yeah, I was going to say that, to sort of go on to a positive note, like the defence I thought were really good today. The back four.
Yeah, they were class. Brindley was class.
Brindley probably had one of his best games he's ever had for Notts, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like the players now, who was it? Was it Turner that was saying to Charlie Slater that they were sort of challenged by Ardley to see if they want it enough? Was that?
Yeah, it was Turner.
Yeah, I feel like they're showing that now. They're all putting their bodies on the lines. You come 3 players coming off the pitch, literally bleeding. I think Lacey had to come off, didn't he? Brindley and was there another one? I don't know, but you literally got players coming off the pitch bleeding to try and stop the ball going in the net. Like, we've got the right mentality now. It's literally the final piece of the puzzle is the finishing.
Yeah, but my next question for both of you is that a worry? Do you think we're not scoring enough goals, and it's something that needs to be either bring someone in that's going to be able to get them goals, or is it something that we already have that's not being utilised, do you think?
It's a bit of both, really, because obviously we brought Effiong in to try and sort that out for us, but at the same time, you could argue that the run of games is affecting it a little bit, but at the same time as well, we're still training in that time, so it's not like they're not shooting at all. It's not like they're not practicing situations. They should be ready for whatever comes in the game because you should be working on it in the week. So it's a tough question to answer. I think it's 19 goals we've got in the league, which doesn't look very good from our point of view. But obviously, we've played a few less than other teams in the playoffs as well. So, and
we're defensively good, which backs that up.
Yeah, defensively much better than what we saw on the opening day against Dover.
Yeah, I feel like it will come. I just don't know if there's something missing. I feel like it's Wes Thomas, but I don't think we're going to see him anytime soon.
That and Roberts, I think, as well. I think it's not, I mean, in terms of the chances we're creating as well, I think sometimes they're not that clear cut. Like, I know obviously we should probably say not the kind of players they should be doing better in certain positions. But I do worry that we're not making like clear cut chances where you think, oh, that should be in, or oh, that's definitely a goal sort of thing. I think we're having to work really hard to get the chances we're getting as well. At the moment, I just think we are missing that little bit of magic where when Roberts is on the ball, he does create a lot of clear-cut chances, not just for himself, but for other players as well. And I think we are missing that kind of spark. I did think as well today, we gave the ball away too much in the final third. And I think if we don't give it away as much, we probably create more chances. So, I don't know, it's a bit difficult at the minute.
Yeah. It's no coincidence, though, that as the amount of goals we've scored have decreased, the amount we've conceded have also gone down. I feel like we've sacrificed a little bit there because we were scoring 2 or 3 a game, like against Maidenhead, and still conceding 3. We were absolutely battering Barnet, but then conceded a couple against them.
But maybe that's the problem, though, because as you've just said, our goals have dried up a little bit, but so the amount that we've conceded. But maybe because we focused too much defensively, attacking wise, we've kind of forgot our ways a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I do feel like overall, though, this is a positive result. Like, It is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We've not come away like we've been dominated. If anything, you could say we were on top for the majority of the game. Probably like 60% of the game we were on top. So it's not like you're coming away from a game where you've been battered and it's a 0-0. It's a game where we have sort of controlled it and we did have our chances. We just didn't take them. But I think you'll agree with me in saying it's not the first time this season that we've not took our chances, is it?
Yeah, 100%. I think, like you said, though, I think that's probably why I feel a bit like we could have got the 3 points, because there were a lot of positives to take from the match in terms of, I do feel defensively we had them sussed, and I felt they was probably weaker at the back than other teams that we've come across. I think they have still conceded quite a few. I think some of the games that they score a lot, but I think sometimes they do concede a few as well.
4-3 the other week.
Yeah, so I think that was they might probably have the right balance or know when to kind of push forward and get the goals and when to defend. I think obviously we're doing one or the other at the minute, and I think if we can just get them the right balance, then a bit like how they are doing, I think probably that's why they're top of the league, because they've got a perfect balance of knowing when to attack and when to defend, as they showed today. But I do think their defence is probably weaker than ours. So I feel we could have pressed them a bit more, got them into a bit. They'd nearly made some mistakes with the pass backs as well. I felt like we could have probably got onto them a bit and roughed them up a bit more as well, and just tested them. I do feel we basically managed the game the whole time, like what George was saying. So yeah, a lot of positives, but I feel we could have just stepped it up a bit when we pressured their defence a bit more. But good game altogether, really.
Yeah. I want to talk about refereeing incidents, because the only thing is that's got to have been missed, that headbutt, because it's a straight red. The league's a shambles, isn't it? The way the league are going, they're a shambles. They're letting the teams walk all over them and tell them what they want to be done. The referees are a shambles. We need to get out of this as quick as possible. That's the reason I want the league to stay. We need to get out of it. It's literally a joke, but
it's not the first time either, is it? How many games have we said at the end of game?
Swayed an official decision anyway. I just think, I don't know, if the referee missed that, the linesman can't. There's no way all three haven't missed it. It's a joke to me, really.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they should be on the game, really. Like, looking, like, at the end of the day, it's 4 officials. So it's unbelievable to me that where the ball is, because there's a goal kick taking place, not one of them was looking in that direction. So it's just confusing.
Yeah, not even, like you said, not even the 4th official on the sideline saw it or anything like that. I mean, I don't know. It's just so bad in terms of, I think the ref today, he wasn't awful, but he did, some of the decisions were just a bit bewildering, really. And I just think that's kind of summed up the game, that he kind of just missed the point a lot, missed certain decisions that didn't seem right. And yeah, just for both sides as well. I'm not saying just for Knowles. I think for the whole game, the ref could have been a whole lot better. And like I was saying there, consistency, that you don't know what you're getting from one game to the next with refs in the National League. I know probably all the pyramids, all football, all the teams in the football pyramid probably feel the same in their leagues as well. But it does seem to be quite frequent in the National League in terms of what you'd expect from referees, and they just don't deliver most of the time.
Yeah, I think we agree overall it's good performance, and there's some little tweaks that need to be made. But just go around. Who was your man of the match, George?
I don't know, probably Brinley. I think he played outstanding today.
Jordan?
Yeah, I think Brinley and Dion Kelly-Evans both put in another great shift. Both showed why they're starting every week in, week out. I can't really pick out anyone else that would come to mind really that was that solid. I think the whole back four probably deserves man of the match. Really, you could give it to them all, but yeah, Brindley probably edges it. I think.
Casey?
I agree. I believe Brindley would get man of the match today, but I do have to mention Dion Kelly Evans as well, because I think for me he's definitely our most consistent player by far. He's 8 out of 10 every game. You know what you're going to get from him. So out of them two, definitely, but I think Brindley definitely edges it.
Yeah, I'm going to get slated. I'm player ratings. I've given Kelly Evans a 7.5 and the rest of them an 8. I'm going to get absolutely ripped apart for that. I've finished recording and jumped on Twitter and everyone's praising him so much. I don't think he offered us. I think Brindley outshone him today, but yeah.
I think a lot of our play came from the right today, didn't it? So it wasn't really a game that was in the direction of Kelly Evans.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, we've got a game Tuesday. It's Solihull, isn't it? Solihull.
Yeah.
Solihull, yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully there's a game. There'll be instant reaction and player ratings out as usual, and possibly another discussion like this. Hope you've enjoyed it, and it's something we are going to be doing more regularly.